What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is my weekly market recap video, and if you're not subscribed to my channel and you're interested in weekly recaps such as this one, I basically do technical analysis all over the stock market and give predictions sometimes. So if you're interested in stuff like that, then consider subscribing. Today I'm going to do like another market overview. Also talk about the semiconductors a little bit. Nvidia definitely, crapped the bed. For better or for worse. So I think they're down maybe around 16%. I happened to scoop up a couple of shares after the drop. So I'm probably going to continue buying, in the next couple of weeks or couple of months if they continue to drop. But with all that out of the way, let's just jump right into the video. So actually, let's start off with the interesting things first. So Nvidia. Nvidia stock after hours is, I think, around like 160. 168. So that's a pretty nasty spill of 16.89%. 168 will put us around here. So let's go ahead and make a marker. I believe that's this right here. So 168. All right. I was expecting something that was so small. Okay. So around right there, on the weekly time frame, that's actually not terrible considering how much Nvidia has grown over time. But I do think that what happened to Nvidia is a sign for a lot of other tech stocks. I am expecting something similar. So if we take a look at Amazon, or actually just going back to Nvidia for a second. So there was a bounce off of the 100-week moving average with a nice bull hammer. There was some continuation, and then there was another retest of this 100-week moving average, and then there's a plummet. So I think we're going to see the exact same thing in Amazon, except for Amazon, it's bouncing off of the 50-week moving average rather than the 100-week. So same hammer look, same bounce, got a little bit of follow through, and then another retest, and then now we're getting a little bit lower. So my price target for Amazon in the not so distant future is around, I want to say 1,300. So that's probably where I'll be a very happy buyer of Amazon. But going back to Nvidia for a second, so it did take a lot of consumer or semiconductor stocks with it. Some of the other semiconductor stocks are MU, which is around almost 4% down after hours. And then the other one, which is very popular, or used to be very popular, is AMD with 5% down. So semiconductors in general are actually quite, historically they're quite strong. If you take a look at an ETF, such as something like SOXX, we can see that XOXX over the last 5 years has just absolutely skyrocketed. From the low here in the summer of 2016, it's gone from $75 a share all the way to around $200 a share. And it's hard to find that kind of performance, regardless of what the tech industry is. So I do think for a long time, semiconductors were the trade to make. But right now, they're definitely leading the way to the downside. So long-term, I still think stocks like Nvidia are still good long-term prospects. AMD, I've never been a fan of, to be honest. If you take a look at a long-term time frame, this is nothing new. AMD just has large spikes and then just as large crashes, large spikes and just as large crashes, and this seems like no exception. So it's possible that we get another higher high from here, but this is not a stock that I feel good holding over the long term. So on a daily term time frame, we clearly had 200-day moving average support, and we're kind of just hanging in there. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back and retest some of the other moving averages, such as the 200-week or the 100-week. So AMD, I'd probably stay away from. I really don't care that they're the leader in their space. I don't care that they have an edge on their competition. None of those reasons are good enough reasons for me to consider buying AMD, to be honest. Whereas something like Nvidia, it's in a lot of ETFs, and it's probably one of the largest holdings in SOXX or other semiconductor ETFs. And just generally a more hedge fund friendly name, if I could put it one way or another. So I do like Nvidia for the long-term future. But yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Nasdaq from a long-term perspective. So on the daily term time frame, we did have a pretty good day today. The spot that we bounced at was the 0.786 retracement. So we did lose the 0.618 for a second, but now we're bouncing here at the 0.786 retracement. It's actually pretty interesting what's going to happen here. So I did purchase a little bit of stocks. Yesterday, I've been kind of in and out of a lot of stocks, but for the most part, I'm playing it cautiously, and that's kind of the bottom line. So honestly, what I'm thinking is this is the start of something a lot bigger. The point that we got rejected at was the 0.618 out of this entire move down. So this kind of feels like it's just, a small retrace before more continuation to the downside. So that's kind of how I'm playing it. It's not a good sign that we're below the 200-day moving average once again. And, the same goes for the S&P 500. The fact that we weren't able to even be above it for 2 days, 2 days, it just shows that there's no demand for stocks right now, or just not enough demand. So if we take some fib targets of this move right here, the 0.618 sits at 770.11. So this is my ideal place for a rejection, which also is in line with the 200-day moving average. So yes, maybe there is a little bit more upside to go, but it's not worth it right now. And taking a look at the S&P 500. Yeah, so like I said, this looks even worse. 200-day is starting to slope downwards. Let's see. Let's throw in some fib targets for this short-term volatility here. Exactly. So the 0.618 sits right here at the 200-day moving average. So that'd be an ideal place to get rejected at before we continue to the downside. So I really don't think holding stocks right now is worth it. If you are a short-term trader, if you're a long-term trader, do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, I do think there's a pretty interesting, I guess, like philosophical debate on the best ways to make money in the stock market, or the best ways to take advantage. I do think for the buy and hold method, there's definitely a lot of elitism. It's like, I buy and hold through all stock market corrections. Nothing can shake me out of the stock market. I'm in it for the long run. Long term always wins. You can't time the market. Things like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that, which I hear all the time, and I think it's wrongfully prideful. I don't think it gets you very far if you want to take full advantage of the stock market and everything it has to offer. At the same time, if you're not that good at timing the market, then you do what you got to do. Hold for the long term and don't sell. You do what you got to do. But if you can help it, feel free to be flexible. You can definitely check out this channel and look at some of the techniques that I use. Yeah, together we can be better traders and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. This was my semiconductor and market update. Once again, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let me know if you have any requests for what I should be making. Hope you have a great day and good luck trading.